Welcome back to Against My Better Judgment, the podcast where two friends,
I'm Tamara Golden.
and I'm Danielle Whiteside, tell the truth, share the lessons, and laugh about the moments that we knew better but did anyway. Each week we share real stories about our lives, about the times that life surprised us, stretched us, or just straight up humbled us, and the lessons that we learned along the way.
And this season, it's titled Just Because. Today, we'll be talking about just because I'm laughing doesn't mean that I'm happy. Yeah.
That should be a good conversation.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes, well, before we do though, how have you been?
Well, a few weeks ago, you were talking about asking for help. Well, I will tell you that ceiling fan is up.
All right.
And so I learned it is up and it is a two-person job. I don't know why
I should have told you.
I thought that I can have two ladders, have the ceiling fan resting on the ladder while I connected the wires. It is a two-person job. You needed to ask for help. Thanks, Dad.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Marvin, for saving the day. I'm going to tell you, when we moved into our first, well, not our first house, when we first moved into our house, they only had light fixtures, so we put ceiling fans in all the rooms, and that's when I realized you need an electrician.
Oh,
yes.
You know how much an electrician, so I had an electrician come like a month ago for something totally unrelated. And so while he was there, I was like, so how much you charge for a ceiling fan to put up a ceiling fan? Guess what he said? Just guess.
$300.
$250. I said, goodbye. That costs more than the fan.
Well, let me tell you why you need to hire the electrician. Okay, thank you from Mr. Marvin, but when we hired this handyman from Thumbtack, wrong. He came in there and he was like, he was stressed. He was like, about halfway through the job. Yes. He wired, there's the ceiling fan in the living room does not work right now because the way that he wired them, it obviously wasn't correct. He wired the light switch and the ceiling fan on the same switch. But halfway through the job, he was like, I almost told you I couldn't do this.
Because you can't. That's enough. No.
So I literally, and it's been 7 years now, but we need to get somebody out because like I said, the living room fan doesn't work anymore. He wired because the ceiling fans upstairs all have remotes and he wired them on all the same circuits. So if you are in one bedroom and you hit the remote, it's turning on everybody's.
Did you write a review for him?
I didn't. What was his handyman? I don't remember his name or anything, but it was funny because he was like, "Ooh, I almost quit halfway through this."
Well,
job.
Here's the thing: it's not. I also learned it's not hard, and that's why I was about to do it by myself because it's not difficult. That's why I'm so shocked that he did that. It's the process. It's not hard. There are a couple wires. You literally untwist them and reconnect them to the same because you have the breaker off, so you're not going to get electrocuted. I mean, anyway.
Mr. Marvin, next time you in town, we got some ceiling fans we need help with.
All right, girl. Who you say Danielle? Oh, that boy Andre ain't gonna let me come do no fan. I'm like, he will.
Oh man.
So how was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. On Thursday, we had Donovan's awards program at his school.
What did he win?
He won. He played soccer this year, so he got a participation certificate. But then he got 3 medals for honor roll or principal's list. So I was really proud.
Okay.
Really, because this year I'm gonna have to tell you 2 things. Number one, I've been to school, so it's hard to do my school and his school too.
These kids been raising
they have been, and there have been times when I've seen some of his grades and I'm like, But thankfully we've had a wonderful tutor, Miss Khadija, who helps him once a week. And I do what I can. It's just what I can is limited. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is I haven't loved Donovan's teacher, so. We made it through.
Yep.
And that's the main thing.
Okay.
School is going to be out very soon.
Yep.
And we'll just have to charge it to the game.
Yep.
So
that's fair.
Yeah. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of us. It takes a village to get these kids where they need to go, doing what they need to do, being who they are going to be. So I'm just appreciative that we have rounded out another year successfully. Shanna's about to graduate from preschool.
Thank you.
Yes. So he's ready to go to kindergarten next year. So we just moving on up.
He just so doesn't. I don't know why I always think he's already in kindergarten.
No, he's not. In fact, he's going to be 5 soon. And I feel like he's been 4 forever.
Which is interesting because I always think he's in kindergarten already.
No, but he's been telling people that he goes to Donovan's school already. And he loves Donovan's kindergarten teacher. Okay. And so I cannot wait for him to have her as his teacher next year. It's going to be a great year. And, you know, we're going to, like I said,
meanwhile, we're about to swim for the rest of the summer.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be outside having a good time.
All right.
So let's hear. You said just because I laugh
doesn't mean I'm happy.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And this really goes to every once in a while, you'll hear me say, hey, it's time to check on your strong friends. And a lot of times our strong friends take a lot of different, they look totally different and you just have no clue. Some of our strong friends are quiet. Some of them are loud. Some of them are always funny. But one thing they are they're busy. Life is heavy. And a lot of times the reason we think they're strong is because they make it look so easy.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of motivated because one of my dear friends called me this week and was just kind of in a funk. And this is a friend that's just rarely in a funk and just had a really dark cloud. And it just made me think like, okay, it's time to check on our strong friends. So it made me reflect, and frankly, it made me kind of think about me. So it was a good time because I didn't even notice that she was going through. There was nothing. This is someone I talk to every day, and I'm even gonna say almost every day, and I didn't even notice it. So it just made me kind of check in on me and to see how I was doing. And the thing that motivated that is I was with a group of folks recently, and we were just laughing and having a good time. And someone said, have you decided to do any stand-up? I was like, no, not really. And then about 3 weeks, it was all in the same month. I was with another group. And
she needs to do stand-up, but we're going to let you go on that.
I'm going to give it a shot one of these times. And a totally different group. And they were like, hey, do you do stand-up? I was like, no, I'm not that kind of funny. Like, I'm kind of quick-witted, but I'm not that kind. My stuff is only funny right now, this moment. Not when it's repeated, it's not going to be funny. And so it made me think because the day that those people asked me, like the second group of people said, do you do stand-up? I was in such a funk. And it made me think that sometimes some of the funniest people carry the heaviest loads. Like when you think about comedians and depression, it's so real. Think about, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things that you laugh at, the things that are funny, they are things that they have felt. They have really experienced it, and they have figured out, I think Jamie Foxx said, laugh at my pain. So it really made me think through like, okay, what is humor? And what is humor for me? And so I was thinking through like, okay, why am I humorous or funny? Which it's not even like I'm walking out saying, hey, I'm gonna be funny. It's not even an intentional act of let me think about this. It's just whatever comes out of my mouth usually. So I had to think about like, why do I feel so awful yet I can kind of be on? And that's kind of how I thought about it. And so I thought about a few things, and I thought, well, it's an emotional camouflage because I do think of, I don't know, I think gloom. I think of gloom as weakness. For at least from my perspective. So it's emotional camouflage. So even if I'm gloomy, few people know it. Like, it's like, let's next person up. Let's go. So I thought about that as just the emotional camouflage piece of it. And then I thought like, in some ways you get the reward of humor also. Like you're making people feel good. And so is it dopamine?
Yep.
You get that rush of, you're making people
positivity.
Feel good. Yeah. And so you kind of do that. But, just dealing with the thought and the question I asked myself, can joy and pain coexist? I just went in deep on this.
You did.
And my thought was, humans are complex enough to where it absolutely can. And I tried to make it relatable to, I had one of my dear friends lose her mother literally a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks before Mother's Day. And I was trying to think of a way to make her feel joy because I knew she felt pain. And she has a husband, she has a family, she has, she has support. And the only thing I could think of was writing her a card and dropping it off at her house. And that's the thing that I can pinpoint where joy and pain, joy, not happiness or smiling and laughing, but true joy and pain coexisted.
Because what's joy to you?
Joy is, it's where the outside expression of happiness matches the inside expression. Like my inside and in my brain, I feel the way in which I portray to everyone else. Whereas, kiki and laughter, I'm going to laugh if something's funny, no matter how I feel. I'm not going to be a gloom and doom. I'm not going to be an Eeyore. I'm just not. So that's kind of where I came. And so it just made me think about being observant of our friends and recognizing like, something's off,
Yeah. So I think joy to me, like it's not a Bible podcast, but when I think about joy, there's a scripture that talks about joy being like the wellspring of life. It's like, when you think about a well, it's like deep in the earth and it has water that comes up from it. And so I think that's joy. Like it's a disposition that cannot be changed. Happiness comes and goes, like if you give me some ice cream in the moment, I'm really happy to eat the ice cream. But when the ice cream goes away, if I don't have joy, I don't feel like the fleeting nature of happiness kind of like fades. And so I say that because there's a disposition of joy that is ever present if you have it. Like if you're a joyful person, you have this disposition despite what is happening around you. And like joy and pain absolutely can exist at the same time. And I've experienced it even in like super dark moments. I've always found places for laughter or times to be thankful. And like I remember when my dad passed away, like there was this man that he knew my dad, but I didn't know the man. And so he came up to me and he was like, I'm so sorry to hear about you. And he like fell apart. And I wanted to laugh so bad. And so in the moment, it was just like, it was funny because I'm like, dude, why are you falling apart? And I'm sitting here trying to comfort you and you act like you're not going to make it. And furthermore, I don't know who you are. Like, why are you so sad that I lost my daddy? So anyway, so I always feel like there's you can always find reasons to laugh. But to your point, lately I've just been so like one of me and Sean's favorite pastimes is like on Friday nights or Saturday nights to like watch a comedy show. And so I've been like really taking in a lot of comedic content lately. And even like throughout the day, maybe like looking at a little snippet on YouTube or something of like some comedy. And I think it's just the times in which we find ourselves, they can really, really be dark. And so humor doesn't necessarily mean you don't feel pain, but you feel something. You know what I'm saying? Like I think for me, especially with the check on your strong friends framework, I can be a person that's like, I can get my head, put my head down, do what I need to do, like no balls dropped. But on the inside, I can also be very anxious, be very like down and, just in my head. And so in those times, there's a tendency to not feel things, just like whatever, let me just get things done. I don't want to feel. And so I think for me, laughter like helps me feel, like reminds me that I'm alive and that I'm in this world and that things can hit me. And so I think it's just so important to have that. And so, it is super important to check on your strong friends. And just because people are laughing doesn't mean they're happy. It just means that they may just be trying to find a point of connection. And I remember also remember Twitch from Ellen's show?
Yep. But he came to mind.
Yeah.
But I was hesitant to bring him up just because there's so many conspiracy theories
out there,
which I don't subscribe to. Frankly, I just don't. Conspiracy theories just aren't my thing. But I really think that I really think he died of the causes in which they said.
Well, I don't want to. My point in bringing him up was not to comment on whether or not he did it, but was his life and watching what happened and believing that what they said he did, he actually did, made me really evaluate my own mental health, because they said that he suffered from high functioning depression, and that is a real thing where people who are there are some people whose depression manifests as hypercriticalism, perfectionism, being, I don't know, snappy. There's some people whose depression means they're staying in the bed and they can't get out the bed for weeks at a time. And I realized that that's not me. And having him have that, like I have high functioning anxiety, which means I can be hypercritical enough to do everything. But on the inside, I'm like freaking out. And so what I realized, his death made me actually go seek help, because I was in a place where I was like, I don't feel like myself. Like I feel like I'm, just losing it. So, to your point about checking on your strong friends, and I can laugh, and like when you go to the doctor, they'll give you those mental health screenings. Like I laughed as much as I always did before, or I had joy. And I always can. I can always say yes, because I can always find reason to laugh, but that does not mean that I am not struggling with something.
Agreed.
So anyway, it is important to check on your strong friends. It's important, if you are the strong friend, to check on yourself and find moments of joy, find things that do make you feel something, but also understand when you have to take a step further and actually do some work on yourself to be who you need to be.
Yeah. And that's what I did. And I think you just got to remember that the person that's making the room laugh is not always the most okay person in the room.
Yeah.
And just remembering that. So
yeah. Well, I still think Tamara needs to have a career in either improv or stand up. This girl is hilarious.
I do like the idea of improv.
I told you that a long time ago.
You did.
And I don't know why you haven't done it yet.
Good point. I'll put it on my short list.
It needs to be very short.
Yeah.
Do it today.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It'd be a great gift, wouldn't it, y'all? All right. What we got? What do we got?
Yeah, so we're going on to the Will Be the Judge segment. And this one, she says she's ashamed to give us her name.
Oh, that means we probably know her.
I don't know.
Well, one of your friends. Go ahead.
Girl. See, that's what I'm talking about. So she says, "Hey, Tamara and Danielle, I lost my wedding ring and I'm sick about it. I took it off to put on lotion or wash dishes or something normal, and now I cannot find it anywhere. I've checked the bathroom, my purse, the car, the kitchen, nothing. My husband keeps saying it'll turn up, but I still feel terrible. How long do you keep looking before you accept that it might actually be gone?"
I'm kind of I have actually had this happen. Not with a wedding ring, but I most people know that it takes me forever to make a big purchase. Because I knew what I wanted. I wanted to purchase myself a ring to give myself a pat on the back of just a good job gift. But I knew what I wanted, but it took me forever to find it. So I finally found it it's been about a year and a half ago. Purchased it. And somehow, most people know me as I'm very particular. Things have a place. They go in that place. I don't deviate from it. That's where things go. I thought about the cleaning people with that ring missing. I thought about the pest control person with that ring missing. I even thought about the guy who cuts my yard with that ring missing. Family. I mean, I could not find this ring, but finally I came to grips with, Man, it was just such a bummer because it was money lost, and I don't lose things really. So I just came to grips with, I hope it turns up. And for me, once I looked the places and retraced steps, now I know what happened. I took it off, put it in my lap, going in to a book signing. I put lotion on my hands. When I didn't even think to put the ring back on. So when I got out of my car, the ring fell to the ground. I didn't remember any of that, but when I think back, that's the last time I remember that ring. And so it's,
somebody got a nice ring on right now.
Somebody got that ring, and that it's okay. And if it turns up, I mean, it would be so great, but.
Girl, I'm sorry. Number one, I'm not one to lose a lot of things. This is a crazy fact about me. I remember every single thing I've ever lost. Like, it haunts me to this day. I can list off everything I've ever lost. So I cannot imagine how haunted I would be by this wedding ring.
Yeah.
And so I am so sorry that you have that on your mind, because I would not be able to let it go. Like, I would never forget it.
Maybe she should just think that it's been stolen.
Well, but no, because now.
That's why she took off that lotion. She put on
that
lotion.
And the Osefos from Real Housewives of Potomac, they lost their stuff, and now they might be going to jail. So let's not file insurance claims and stuff.
Insurance claim. I was saying psychologically.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
So what I will say though is, it's really nice that your husband is saying it's okay. You'll find it. Because what you don't want, feeling so bad, is having somebody else make you feel worse. And I like I said, I would never stop thinking about it. So I'm sorry. My husband though, he lost his wedding ring.
Why we gotta?
Actually, he lost 2 of his wedding rings.
Here we go.
Now that I remember it. The first one he lost while we lived in Philadelphia.
Are his fingers shrinking?
So because he like sometimes will work out or do something, he didn't like to put them on. He didn't want to scratch them up or whatever. That I can't remember. The first time, I don't remember how he lost it. So the pictures like at our wedding of the ring, because like Josh took like detailed shots, and so the shots I always look at him like, well, there's that ring I bought that one time. Then another time he was working out with my nephew and my brother, and his hands had gotten smaller, and he was like flinging something and it flew off, and he said they looked for that ring for like hours and hours and they never found it. So I didn't make him. I kind of ribbed him a little bit, but it's forgiven. It's not like he was like trying to hide,
True.
from trying to hide his wedding ring. And so now he wears this, like, we went to a trip and he just got like a little silly little ring. And so he wears that. And then I gave him another one. So now I've bought 3 rings. And so that one he only wears for like special occasions.
Okay.
So I'll just tell you, you're not the only one that this has happened to. It is okay that you lost it. I'm thankful that your husband is not making you feel bad.
It's until death do us part. So
it is. The ring is but a symbol. It's
just symbolic.
It's but a symbol of your love, and you guys will have to talk about whether or not you get another one, because that's a financial decision. Yeah. You have to talk about insurance. But what I will also say is pray about where it is. Because a lot of times I've prayed about something and asked God to help me find it, and I did find it. The other thing that's happened to me too, like one time I bought this jacket and I lost it. I could not find it anywhere. And I said, when I go buy another one, I'm going to find that original. And it appeared. So now I have 2 of the same jackets.
I'll take one off.
Yeah, I know. So all I will say is hopefully you do find it. Hopefully it turns up somewhere. Hopefully you didn't flush it or throw it away or let it roll down the drain. Hopefully it's in your pot. Like you're going to put on your winter coat next year and reach in your pocket and you're going to be like, what's this? And then you're going to pull it out. So maybe wait about a year before you decide to buy another one, just to see if it turns up somewhere, because stranger things have happened.
It's gone.
What?
I mean, you can pray about it all you want. That ring gone.
Oh Lord, have mercy!
Gone.
Don't say that.
It's gone. But anyway,
that's I guguess that's part of my brain that's like I would never forget it, because I'm telling you, I can think of earrings that I've lost.
We're not going to.
A book I had in the second grade that I lost.
So what's against your better judgment? That's what we're going to do. It's time for the segment of Against My Better Judgment. Danelle, hit it.
So I cannot give you the details of what has happened, but somebody was hating on me real bad. Like real bad. And I have not had this level of somebody hating on me in a long time. And so it was against my better judgment. I got too comfortable, and I had to realize, like, everybody who smiles in your face is not for you. And I hate when I have to learn those lessons, because I am the type that's usually like pretty open to you until you give me a reason not to be. And now I have every reason not to be. And now this person is they're not gonna be the person that is as open with them as I once was. But again, it's a reminder not to get too comfortable. It was also a reminder to me that I'm always being watched, especially when you're in leadership. People are watching what you're doing. They're interpreting what you're doing, even in wrong ways.
Yep.
And then the last thing that I have learned from this is that people who are committed to misunderstanding you will still misunderstand you even after you've tried to clear it up.
Yep.
So no sense in wasting your breath. Mm-mm. And no sense in trying to clear your name, because your name is already clear.
Yep.
You are clear. You know what happened. You know the truth of what happened. And it's no amount of trying to retell the story to someone who is committed to not believe in you anyway.
Correct.
So those are just some of the things that I learned. I wish I could tell you all the details, but I can't. But it's just really hard when you show up and you try to do your best, and then someone sees that and it's like, you know what? I hate that they're getting recognized for this, and I'm going to do something to sabotage it. Mm. And then you see it in real time and you see it play out. It's just ugly. Yeah. And I just don't operate in that.
No, that's
miserable. So it's just hard to, when you're confronted with it, for a second you're like, was I wrong? Was it me? And then when you start to see, it's like, no, that person has a lot going on within themselves.
Yep.
And it had nothing to do with you. You just happen to be collateral damage. And so move on.
Yep.
But don't forget, because now I see you. Mm-hmm. We see each other. So against my better judgment, I won't say I completely let my guard down. It's just I didn't see it coming from that source. And then when they did what they did, I'm just like, okay.
Wow.
Now I know. So don't forget.
Lesson learned.
Yep. So that was it. That's my against my better judgment.
So what's your takeaway from this episode?
Wow. It's to check in with yourself, especially when you feel like you might be a little off, that the things that you would normally laugh at aren't quite as funny as they used to be, or you feel like it's taking you a little bit to put on that happy face that you normally would. Like, check in with yourself to say, am I okay? Mm-hmm. Do I need to spend some time? Do I need some rest? Do I need some therapy? Do I need some time with my girlfriends? Or do I need to touch sand or touch grass, as the kids say? Mm-hmm. Just really check in with yourself. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, I think the check in with yourself, spot on. And then also check in on your strong friends. Mm-hmm, so after you've checked in on yourself, know when something doesn't look right. There's a book called Mortality. And I forgot I know the author's name, but because I can't say it, I won't. But that was one thing he thought was significant to longevity of life and survival, is people checking in on folks and recognizing when something's off. So
yeah. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. And if you want us to judge you, please send us an email at send us an email at againstmybetterjudgmentpod@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook and Instagram at againstmybetterjudgmentpod.
Yeah, and we love hearing from you all. But if you speak to us in stars, please make sure that we have 5 stars. Like, click, subscribe, share this podcast with anyone you know. And otherwise, have a good one, y'all.
Yep, we'll see you next
week.
time.
All right, bye.